Welcome back, guys. This is the Tatum Talk Show, man. I'm your host, Derrick Tatum. I got my guy, Buck Fitzgerald, my co-host, and I got a special guest for y'all, man. He came on the show before, man. My little brother, but known him since he was like 14 years old. He's 26 now. John Nunn-Liddell. John Nunn, how you doing, John? What's going on, brother?
I'm great. I'm blessed. Blessed to be here.
All right, man. So, man, we want to today, man. We want to talk about your experiences, man. Talk about like how'd you get here? Like how'd you graduate from college? How'd you be able to play professional? So like the floor is yours. I want you to tell people like from 14 years old to now. Give me a 10-minute, story about what happened. Let's go.
All right, so boom. You can agree I wasn't the most athletic when I was younger. I grew into it, but at the end of the day, I had to work harder than others.
Yeah.
That's where you come into play. At Pebblebrook.
In Atlanta, we in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, we in Atlanta. So, and I came from Buckhead before I moved to Cobb.
Okay.
So that right there was a culture shock, just a lot going on. So it changed the person I am. Started acting out, trying to fit in, just a lot of stuff. But fast forward, high school, with football. You started training me. I was one of your only receivers.
Yep,
You trained DBs. You'll tell me, look, man, play DB, play DB, play DB. Senior year, we get a new head coach. Lo and behold, he want to run a wing T offense. So it's no room for a receiver unless you want to block. So I end up switching to defense. From there, on top of training and stuff, end up getting going to the camps and going to Troy and all this stuff. But it was a lot of hiccups in between. So, for example, I remember one time Troy came to visit me at school, and I was getting ready to skip. I'm in the car getting ready to pull off campus, and the head coach had called like, "Yo, where you at?" Coach. It was Coach Williams. He's like, "Coach Williams down here to see you." I'm like, just made something up, ran back, and he checked my attendance, and he like, "Man, you can't do this in college." And that was a moment right there where it's like, okay, yeah, I gotta tighten.
You should have woke up.
Yeah, but I still didn't. So we get to camps, bowl games, or camps and stuff like that.
No. Let's rewind, man. Rewind. Let's tell me, how'd you get your first offer, bro? Because like that's a story that most people don't want to do. Like they want to go to the bigger camps. They want to go to. Tell me how you got your first offer. All right.
So UGA was having a camp. Mega camp, that's where all of the other athletes that train with you were going.
Yep.
Jemias, those guys.
Yeah.
But you told me, look, go to FSI. It was a Christian camp. It was still, a lot of coaches there, a lot of exposure, but not a lot of media and stuff like that. So went there. This was the camp, like I shared with you. I had got saved at this camp. Crazy story. Got saved at the camp and end up getting offered from Troy or getting invited to their camp.
Yep.
Fast forward, mom made it happen. She scraped up. We got to Troy. I don't even know if people know, but I had got arrested before my official visit to Troy. Like I really don't know if like for prom night it was like a wrong place, wrong time. But I mean, how many guys getting arrested before their official visit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, end up getting arrested for prom. Somebody had some weed, and with my story, that was kind of the thing that haunted me was weed. Like, and so end up getting arrested, made it to Troy next day, or, fast rewind a little bit, go to the camp. I'm taking so many reps at receiver that they say, hey, look, other kids paid money, you got to either chill or, just wait. Man, I go to defense. And I clamped the first, whoever they sent, I clamped them, threw them out of bounds, and I think I either almost picked it or I picked the ball, and I threw it, kicked it, whatever. Long story short, at the end of that camp, Coach Williams, he was the receiver coach that was recruiting me, and Coach Pogue, he was the DB coach at the time. They came up, spoke to me, hey, look, we both like you, we gonna kind of let you choose. I said, yeah, I'm gonna go to DB. I had, called you, told you about it. I'm like, yeah. Career, I was the biggest corner that they had. You know what I mean? That's D1. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this could really get scary if I really lock in. And so that's kind of how Troy happened. End up going there. It wasn't, I didn't get any other offers.
Crazy.
And that was it. But get to Troy, a lot of little trouble. I remember, summer workouts, whatever. I'm late to weight room. You know, one time I overslept because my phone died. Nobody cares about your excuses.
Nobody cares.
That the alarm didn't go off. I didn't get up, and the freshman team, they had to run over to the dorms, wake me up. We had to go back, do punishment, and then get the work in. So just, imagine that from a group standpoint, the guys you got recruited with doing extra because you can't get right. It just wasn't a good deal, but I still didn't get the magnitude of it. I'm like, it's little, it's little. It don't matter. Late, yeah. I'll fix it. I mean, it's not my fault. My phone died.
Right,
I could,
It ain't your fault. It ain't your fault. Though.
Accountability, boy.
It ain't your fault.
So, fast forward from there, end up transferring from Troy because it was just a lot of little stuff, and I could say it now. I ran. You know what I mean? Instead of staying there and getting right and taking that tough love they was trying to give me, I'm like, what? Y'all gonna threaten me to, not play and whoop-de-whoop, man? I will go somewhere else.
Well, yeah, see, and now Neil Brown, I knew Neil Brown. I played ball with him. He was the head coach. Okay. And Neil called me up and he was like, man, I love Ja. He wants to act like something he's not. He got a good family. Mom loves him, and he wants to be a thug, but he's not. I know he's not a thug, Derrick. He said he could stay here, but he want to go to JUCO. I'm like, what? What? But
I want to.
You on a D1? You on a D1 scholarship
and want to
go to JUCO? So
why do you want to go to JUCO?
Because I knew from what I heard, it was a fresh start. You know what I mean? And it's like I'll really tell you what triggered it, what caused it. One of my coaches, won't say his name, he told me, he said, man, look, you could play at whatever school you want to play at. I don't give a damn if it's Alabama, but you got to get this right. And so in my brain, I was finna get this right and go ball wherever I was finna go ball at. And that's just what it was. I said, okay, yeah, I go bigger than Troy. Go home or go big. Like that's literally the mentality. It was I'll go JUCO and I will go bigger.
But you also told me your teammates saying, yeah.
That too. Oh yeah, hype. Oh man, I was the first one to jump the ship. You know what I mean? Everybody.
We gonna transfer.
Literally, yeah, man. We getting out of here, coach. Man, they tripping. They da. Gassing it up. Man, you talk to them. Yeah, I'm talking to other schools. This that. I was the first and really the only one to leave. You know what I mean?
They got you. They got you.
They got you.
Yeah, they got you.
Cause then Coach, I remember Coach Vic had called me and was trying to talk me out of it. And I'm just by then they really had got me. Nah, Coach, I'm straight. I'm gonna go JUCO and I'm good. And so then we get to JUCO, get in trouble in JUCO, end up hurting my shoulder. Third practice of the season, was out for the season, caught a pick during practice, landed on my shoulder had hurt something. So done for the season. Fast forward, a coach that was at Troy, he was GA in there at the time. He ends up at another JUCO in Mississippi. He like, look, come back down south. I'm gonna keep a tighter leash on you. We got what you need down here. We're gonna get you recruited and hopefully you clean up and we'll make the rest happen. So get to Copiah Lincoln. That was in Mississippi, and it's different from JUCOs. In like people don't know this about JUCOs. They got out of state requirements. So in Oklahoma at the time it was like 15 out of staters. For Mississippi it's 6. Mm-hmm. So if you not a dog, if you not like Power 5, if you not like that, you're not finna be part of that 6. Because it's a lot of dogs in Mississippi. Yeah, right.
Facts.
We know that.
And they love going to JUCO. So
that's crazy.
That
right there, the first weekend I touched down, I kid you not, get in trouble for smoking weed. I get in trouble for smoking weed. Me and the other, me and the guys, we thought it's cool. We in JUCO now. This is where they thug it. We could smoke and bar. So that happened. Ended up having to do like 1,000 up downs, and that was the moment where I got it. Like that. That was the moment where I had, for a moment had got it. Realized like, okay, let me tighten up. So I was on my books. I mean, I got screenshots of the messages my teacher sent me. Hey, you one of the most, dedicated, devout, whatever. You spend time, come in early, leave late. So grades was good. End up getting hurt in JUCO. People don't know in JUCO, ain't no trainers, ain't no D1, ain't no meal plan, none of that. So it's, if you hurt and it's something, you just got to thug it. And mine was my hip. I played DB.
You're right.
So I look stiff on film. Granted, I'm physically dominant, whatever, but it wasn't what it should have been. Right. Fast forward, Auburn, Maryland, and a couple other big schools, they were interested, but they wanted to see me play a season. Keep in mind, I hadn't played a season at any school I had been to up to this point.
Man, so you're at third school, though.
Third school, no film, practice film.
Yeah.
So now it's the same case with JUCO. Bowling Green, they end up offering me. And that was off of spring film. So still practice film, they offered me. And I remember talking to my coach, he's like, look, same type of conversation we had about Troy, which is why it hit so hard. Look, man, this is the only school that pulled the trigger with you and where you are right now, go. And so that was it. I said, okay, go to Bowling Green. So that was it. Got to Bowling Green, I think it was 2018, was there for about 3 years. Trouble. Not playing. Got discouraged because the staff that recruited me, they left. Guys don't talk about, that side of the game. But, they left. End up getting in trouble. Weed,
back to the weed again,
Back to the weed, man. So we had ended up getting for one, I failed a drug test.
So hold on. So you already failed a drug test and then got in trouble again, or was that the same time?
Yeah, no. So I failed a drug test when Mike Jinks was on, when it was his staff.
Oh, so you failed a test with the first staff.
With the first staff.
Right. So now your name was already labeled, because when they came in, they probably went through and said, all right, who got bad grades, who failed drug tests, who got in trouble, and your name was on that red list.
Bingo. So after that, let's see.
So new stuff. So basically, the new stuff come in.
He already he might be a problem.
Yeah, he don't like.
And we got 5 different recruiting classes on one team. 5.
Oh wow. Okay.
5.
Okay.
So they trying to clean house. You know what I mean? I didn't understand that dynamic of the game either. So fast forward, coach says, hey, look, you gotta prove yourself, whatever. And I do it, wake up 4 a.m. every day for about 3 weeks straight, wasn't late, on time, finished, grades was, immaculate, whatever the case may be. But he told me straight up in front of the team, you'll never play here. Right?
Damn.
And it was beyond me. You'll never play here. And so after that, that's when it was just like, yeah, I ain't going. I can go play wherever I want to, and that's always been
but you ain't had no film, though.
Exactly, but that's always been my mentality, and I done did it 3 times, I'll do it again. And so that was it. And so with that, they say, okay, I'm like, he put it this way, coach wanted to have a meeting with me and basically said, yeah, we don't want you here. But they also said, if you forfeit your scholarship, or if you quit, you forfeit your scholarship. So what did I do? It was so bad. I think I told you this, to the point to where I was, depressed up there. The team doctor had gave me antidepressants, this, that, the third. I didn't enjoy football, wasn't enjoying it. And so ended up quitting, lose my scholarship, or forfeited my scholarship.
You just quit?
Yeah. Like it was that bad. Like I'm like, yeah, walking in that building made me want to, crash out. So
Wow.
End up then my grandma passed away at the same time as soon as I forfeited my scholarship. But in my brain, I said, okay, I forfeited my scholarship. I could pay for a semester of school. And you know what I'm thinking? I just sell weed. Just do Uber. You know what I mean? So I'm driving an hour to Detroit every day after I get out of class. No more practice. I'm a regular student, but I was still on scholarship for that semester, until that finished. And I say, okay, cool. If I can get to Detroit, Uber enough, and sell enough weed, I'll be able to pay for next semester to be able to graduate, get a scholarship, go somewhere else. Like, that was my actual plan.
That's crazy. That's a crazy plan, though. But that's nuts. Like
crazy. And so COVID happened. Boom. COVID. Grades, grades were good. Ended up graduating, got my undergrad from there, or my bachelor's from there. But COVID happens.
Hold on. You graduated before COVID or after COVID?
I graduated during COVID.
Yeah, but you wasn't on scholarship though, was you?
Yeah, so we got to get to that.
Oh yeah.
We got to get to that.
I was like, you ain't graduated yet.
We got to get to that.
Yeah. You ain't graduated yet now.
COVID happens for our spring break. Like, it was spring break. That's when it happened. So we leave, we evacuate, whatever. Then they, resume everything online, still taking classes. But right before it's time for us to leave, I get arrested.
Damn.
Talking about the Bowling Green, not the school, like the Bowling Green
the real
city,
police.
the real police. Yeah, hey, look, you John Nunn-Liddell, we got a warrant, search, whatever. Had weed, had a firearm, and so,
Damn.
and
It's
it
done.
wasn't, it wasn't in vicinity of the school, but it was a deal. You know what I mean? And so, at the end of the day, the only thing that saved me from going to jail was COVID. Like literally, people don't know that they wasn't locking people up for weed over like during that time.
That's crazy.
That is what saved me. So now I'm out.
That's crazy.
End up staying with my girl at this time. So I end up leaving. Had a lawyer, all this stuff. Go stay with my girl in Columbus, Ohio.
So you left college.
Yeah. So I'm still online now. We online now.
So,
we transition.
But how you paying for this though?
So that like they had to let me finish, right? And so it wasn't until the end of that semester when I quit, that's when I find out the vice provost, they did an investigation into basically the way that the coach was treating the guys. And they end up honoring my scholarship for that next semester,
That's crazy.
which is what allowed me to finish and graduate and do what I needed to do.
That's crazy. That's
which
crazy.
is just nothing but God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, how? And so that's it.
You got a meal plan and everything too?
All that. Like nothing changed. I was an athlete on scholarship. I just didn't have to do nothing football related. I kid you not.
Wow.
Like I kid you not.
Wow.
It was sweet. And it was sweet, but it was also like crazy because like I was really depressed. My grandma really died. You know what I mean? I really was trying to figure it out on my own. I told you I got in so much trouble to where it's like I didn't want to tell my mom about this stuff. I'm not trying to ask for advice. So I'm really trying to figure it out and come back with results. And so that was kind of it for Bowling Green. From there, graduated, end up going to Kentucky State.
No, you ain't go to Kentucky State first though, bro. You came home, bro. You came home.
So look.
You came home. Remember you came home?
It was a slight period where I came home, right? I'm working, but I had a quick turnaround for Kentucky State. The problem was they weren't transparent about the scholarship money. And you know me, I go home. And so that's what happened. I learned about stocks and went home, was working for 2 years straight. Fast forward, during those 2 years,
You was off for 2 years?
I was off for 2 years working on a box truck, installing appliances for Home Depot, Lowe's, and whoever else had contracts. Like that's what
crazy.
I was doing.
For 2 years.
For 2 years straight.
That's crazy.
And I'm not training when I get off work. No, I'm working. I'm getting a beer when I get off work. Might even smoke. Like I'm a regular dude. You know what I mean? So, for real.
What made you go? So what made you go back to football? Like what was that?
Because I realized like, okay, I'm out here trying to be an entrepreneur and figure out the bread. I had learned about the stock market. True story. I ended up making like around 15 bands off of a stock from the time I left Kentucky State to the time it was time for me to go back.
Wow.
And so that was off of, because when I was there, I'm on my master's. I only cared about football. So I wasn't going to class. Like I just wasn't. I had bought a stock course and that's what I was doing in my room. You could ask my roommate, Zoe Bridges.
That's crazy.
That's it. I say, bro, if I go home and figure out how to just remotely make money at a job and I can invest it, I ain't coming back. And so that's what happened because they didn't have a scholarship like they discussed. Something with the credits, housing, you got to take XYZ classes to be here. So that's what happened. Fast forward, I see one of my teammates in Atlanta. He's like, yo, I'm still there. I end up calling the coach, getting back in contact with him. He like, look, we got a scholarship for you. You could play both ways. Like, come on, we need you. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's do it. Let's do it. And so
2 years later.
2 years later. And so keep in mind.
What school was this?
Kentucky State.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So keep in mind, also during this time, I had came to the realization like, man, and you know Hakeem, you trained him. So I'm like, man, I'm trying to be an entrepreneur, trying to get to the bread, whatever. And at the end of the day, like it's circles. The talent is football. That's my passion. That's my God-given gift. Yeah. I'm an athlete. And so it's just like, I need to just figure it out. Because I looked at it like this. One football contract can compensate for all of this.
Yeah.
Period, bottom line. No, nothing. That's it. And so from there is, okay, I will train. I had a whiteboard. I wrote down all my goals, cut out all the bullshit. I'm going to reach out to 10 agents. No agent wanted to represent me because at this point, this is before I go back on scholarship to Kentucky State. This is when I decided, okay, I'm going to do ball and I'm going to do it right. Trying to get an agent. I said, I'm going to call 10 different agents. They don't even want to represent me. No, we want somebody who actually ball, got, drafted, whatever, high draft stock, whatever, all that stuff. So nobody really wanted me. Fast forward, I end up going to the gym. I end up meeting an agent, and that kind of propelled things. End up going to some combines, ANC combine, like the ones you got to pay for and try to get a shot.
Yeah.
Man, they not getting you an opportunity to do nothing. They just taking your money.
Yes. Taking your money.
But at those camps, I knew about it. I had 30 days to get the money for the camp, and I had 30 days to get in shape, and I did both. And then I went to the camp, made the hot list, which is basically out of however 500 people, 300 people, you top 10. So that was that. And then from there, I talked to Hakeem, and he was like, bro, like, if you really want to play ball, bro, go back to college. Like, that's, if you really want to go to the league, go to college and play. You got one more year. That'll be the smartest thing for you to do. Damn. And so I listened to him. I went back, talked to the coach. They had a scholarship for me. And I actually got it wrong. First time I was there, I was studying because I had A's and B's. Grades was immaculate. It was the second go round. I didn't open a book.
That's crazy.
Because I knew what I was there for. I said, I'm in this bitch for ball. You know what I mean? As long as I could stay eligible. Check in when you first week of classes, you do your syllabus. Yeah. That's like, I know how to be on point.
For one semester then, basically, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, okay. I
yes,
get
sir.
it. So you was like, I'm already got my degree.
So I got 2 degrees.
Yeah. Okay.
So I already got 2 degrees. Yeah. And right now, I think I could dominate in this league and do it. So that's it. Because I realized the other plan wasn't going to work of trying to get to the league without playing in college and having no film. Not happening. So that's it. End up, training, whatever. That was it. Bowl game. I had a good season at Kentucky State. A really good season, especially for a kid who just took 2 years off. Yeah. End up knocking the rust off. But the bowl game is what changed my career. Because HBCU Legacy Bowl, end up playing NFL Network, all that good stuff. I made so many plays during that game, Coach, to where it's like the announcers, hey, NFL. And so that built my confidence back up. Because keep in mind, a dude had caught a ball on me in that bowl game. I got the clip. I still look at it to this day because I don't know how he caught it. It's like, man, I was there, but he really took me up top. So I'm like, yeah, I got to just get better, keep working, whatever. After the bowl game, end up talking to the Ravens, the Raiders, the Commanders, a lot of teams to where I realized, damn, like, I could really do this. But keep in mind, you can't, the agent I found, we wasn't contractually my agent because I wasn't even a pro yet. You know what I mean? I'm still what they call it, amateur. So or in college, and so he really just was like, yeah, you just gotta stay locked in and go all the way and do your thing at the bowl game. And so fast forward, the Raiders, the scout, he told me, he said, look, if you want to have a shot in the NFL, I suggest you get a new agent. That's literally what he told me. And I just was like, okay. I asked why. He just, wasn't too professional. I was talking to more teams, real talk. I was talking to more teams than my agent was. Okay. So one of those type deals. Fast forward, end up getting a workout with the Saints, private workout. They came to Atlanta, had a workout with the Saints, went to camp with the Ravens, was supposed to go with the Raiders. I guess they GM didn't get a green light, did the interview. It was a whole deal. And that, that really is what led to here. Went back home, had to train, had to figure it out, still doing Uber, Lyft while I'm trying to get a contract. Cause it's like, okay, I'm doing Uber and Lyft during the day. At nighttime, I switch it over to DoorDash in the city, right? And then I'm paying, I had a trainer, John Lewis, around the corner. He charged me $100 for the month.
Damn.
$100 for the month.
Shout out to John Lewis.
Shout out to John Lewis, man.
The GOAT, the real GOAT.
The GOAT of training in Atlanta.
The GOAT of speed.
And so he knocked the rust off of me. He got me together, and like the rest was history. Like the rest was history.
So how'd you end up with the Houston Roughnecks? Because you actually got drafted. So how'd you get drafted to the Houston Roughnecks?
So, I want to say, matter of fact, so they had their combine.
Mm-hmm.
They had a free one for the HBCUs. That's what it was. They had a free combine for the HBCUs when they was still the XFL.
Mm-hmm.
I went to that and I balled out. I ain't drop a ball. I put it this way: I was so cold that the owner of the league, Danny Garcia, the Rock's wife or ex-wife, she said, "Hey, I want you to know that you're a superior talent." Like, and it wasn't just her. That's what it was. And so that's when I really knew, like, yeah, I could do this. And so ended up going I was the first official invite to their combine, the very first XFL combine. I'm the first invite. Go down there, and it was more so a deal where it was just kind of getting everybody in one spot because we kind of did the same stuff we did the first time, but it was good to meet the staff, etc. Fast forward, I had an agent at this point, and so it was just a matter of waiting. End up getting a call from Houston, but they were the Gamblers at the time, so end up getting a call from Houston, and this was before the leagues merged. So then the merger happened, and now you got teams dissolving. You know what I mean? So I'm like, dang, like, yeah, I signed, but I know somebody else that signed, and their team don't exist.
Damn.
So that's that. Fast forward from there, they end up rebranding, or the merger finalized, but they end up keeping me, and so that's it. I get to Houston. Oh, I once again, I was so naive. I'm thinking, yeah, I done signed a contract. Some bread finna come from somewhere. No, sir.
You gotta make the team now.
Yeah, I wasn't aware. I'm thinking advance, something 5K, a band or something. You know what I mean? But end up getting to Texas, and I remember put it this way: first day of cuts, I emptied my locker. I emptied it. Empty all my stuff just so that I wouldn't have to come back to the facility if they cut me, because I ain't got no car. Just make it easy. And so that was that. But I woke up next day, didn't get cut. You know what I mean? But guess what? One of the vets that had just taught me the entire, like, basically how to learn any defense and install it very quickly, he had just got cut. Like, he just showed me that night, and he was cut the next day. And so now imagine that from my perspective. I'm not as qualified as you, and you out the door. So I'm, still second guessing myself, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, second wave of cuts came. Guess what? I did that shit again. Cleaned my locker out. Despite the plays making during camp, potential improvement, none of that. I'm not worried about none of it. I'm thinking I'm out of here because I just don't feel like I belong. Like, I don't know what it was, but at the end of the day, end up making it through a full season. I had to have transparent conversations with my coaches, like, why am I here if I'm not playing? I didn't know how the game go as far as being a pro. And what they told me was, as long as you're in the building, you're good. You show up, continue to show up, be the first one in, last one out, improve, work to get better, all of those things. And that was the thing. They said, as long as you're making progress, you good. And so, once I got out of my head in that way, it was like game 5 or 6, they activated me against Birmingham. Had a game. And it was, mostly special teams, but I had reps at corner, ended up being a highest graded run defender from PFF. Had a forced fumble, you know what I mean? So, I contributed to the game, and it's like, damn, like, I went in there and I ain't make a mistake. Or if it did, it was clean, but clean game. And so after that, end up playing against St. Louis, and fast forward, end up getting hit by a car.
Damn.
Like, so that's kind of how my season ended. End up getting hit by a car, but at this point,
on a scooter.
Yeah, I was on my scooter, riding to a teammate house to give him the charger for the Normatec boots. Got hit by a car. And I was done for the season, and it's crazy because I had waited. I remember waiting just to see if I'd be able to practice tomorrow. Like, I'm just going to wait, like, I can't breathe, but I'm just waiting to see if I could, go. And I couldn't. So that was kind of how the season ended. They didn't cut me, which, if you get hurt doing some dumb shit, they can.
Yeah.
So they didn't cut me. Had a good relationship with the GM, had a good relationship with the staff. And basically everything, like that whole season just prepared me for now because I learned so much as far as being a professional, as far as, being a film junkie because, that's what I needed to work on was just, understanding the game a little more. And now here it is. I got a better idea of my identity on the field, even if I'm not active this week. You know what I mean? To where I could still contribute to this team and this overall deal of what we got going on.
That's smart. Well, and
that's it.
Let me ask you a question, though. You said from the very beginning before the camera's on, like, talk to me, what would you tell the young men right now? Like, what was the advice that you said earlier, man? What would you tell them?
You have to really embrace and become that new person, especially if you're a guy like me that got into a lot of trouble and stuff. You gotta really embrace the new guy, the good guy, because at the end of the day, if you fuck up, they can easily, like, documentation beat conversation. They can easily go back and say, hey, this kid was a problem before. This kid was and so you don't have any room for error. You have to actually become that guy, first in, the example, all that. And that's why on my Instagram, like, I'm the example because at the end of the day, if I fuck up, they're going to make an example out of me. But as long as I'm doing good, I'm an example for everyone else.
Wow. Documentation beats conversation. Hey, I like that.
Nice.
I like that one. That's I heard that one before. Documentation beats. So who told you that, man?
Who told me that? I want to say it was my cousin. My cousin
beats
Tez. I want to say it was Tez that told me that.
Man. Listen, man. We got. I wanted you to get that out, man. I need people to know. That's why I let you just kind of go, man, because I wanted people to hear a real story of a real guy that went through the trenches. I'm like, literally the trenches. Four schools, in 5 schools, and
let's name them.
So
Kentucky
Troy,
Northeastern Oklahoma A&M, Copiah Lincoln, Bowling Green, Kentucky State. Left for 2 years, then Kentucky State again.
That's crazy. That probably never happened again.
It probably won't.
It probably never happened again.
But I remember Googling who had the worst case scenario that made it in the league to just see if I had a shot. Like, oh, he did that. Oh, yeah. If I just work, I'll be all right. So it's to motivate everybody to let you know, like, if you really lock in, you could get it.
The funniest thing was, like, he said, I was just a regular dude to get off work, have a beer.
For real. For real.
6'2", 190.
And that's when you realize it, because you around regular guys who drinking. They got wives and kids at the house, and I'm drinking with them like, man, it was a long day. Hell no. Hell no.
No, man. Well, listen, man. Guys, man, we're going to end it on that right there, man. This is the Tatum Talk Show, man. I got my guy, Buck Fitzgerald, man, from Nashville, Tennessee. John Nunn-Liddell, my little bro. His story is crazy, guys. We're going to have him back on the show, man. I love this guy, man. Hey, listen, y'all. Good is the enemy of great. Hit that subscribe button, man, if you want to see more content. Let's go.